Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed of All, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed of Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed of Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed of Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed of Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed of Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed of Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed of Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed of Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it, and my name is Strategic.
Good morning. I think it's still morning where I am, probably where you are too, depending on where you're watching this stream from. Welcome to the show. This is Lunch and Learn. I am Coach Carvel Bailey. And on today's episode, let's talk about the importance of not getting proper help, right? So right now I'm sitting at my desk in the classroom looking to help young students get the proper help that they need. Well, the same thing holds true to our athletes, right? A lot of our athletes, they may see something, they may then want to do something or copy something, but they may not know how to do it in the proper way, if that makes sense, right? So anything great has not been done alone. Right? Anything worth having, most people can't do it by themselves, right? Anything great or spectacular is not being done by themselves. So therefore, that means that we all need some help. We all need help in areas in which we're not strong at. And so what I want to talk to you today for a minute, parents, is, as well as my coaches, is that your athlete, they need to get the proper help that they need. That help may be help with their confidence. It may be help with their IQ. It may be help in getting recruited, help with getting more exposure, help with their jump shot, help with their defense. It's a lot of different things that our athletes need help with. So there isn't one particular cookie cutter person or thing that can just help your athlete. Does that make sense? Right? So what I do, right, is I help high school basketball players improve their confidence, their IQ, exposure, as well as getting recruited, right? Those are the four things that I help athletes do: improve their confidence, improve their IQ, help them get more exposure, and help them get recruited. Well, in that, what do your athlete need help with? And because what has happened, parents are going to generalists looking to get specialist help. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to let that marinate for a minute. I'm going to say that again. A lot of parents are going to generalists looking for specialist help. All right. They're going to generalists looking for specialist help. All right. We got Coach Benji Taylor in the house, right? Coach Benji Taylor, legendary coach. If you don't know him, go look him up right now at Tuskegee. I believe, Coach. I'm saying it right? I believe that's where you're at right now, right? Tuskegee, HBCU, right? Coach has been around everywhere, right? But he's tuning in today, right, to learn something, to get some background, whatever it may be. But the point that I'm making is that, right, if you want to go to a HBCU, you're not just going to a generalist, right? You're going to somebody that specializes in historically Black college and university coaches, right? So that specialist would be a Coach Taylor. Does that make sense? You're not just going to a camp, a general camp, looking for the help for your athlete. If you want your athlete to have some sort of specialized information or specialized understanding. And so we as coaches see it. Okay, Coach said I'm correct, right? It is Tuskegee, right? Y'all go look at their schedule, go follow them, go follow Coach Taylor, right? Like they are doing some great things. Whatever Coach Taylor is, he's generally piecing together some great things because like he understands hard hat and lunchbox, right? So like you got to work, right? You're just not going to get this thing just because you want it. And so that's why you have to get the help needed. And so again, y'all know I got my notes, got on the back of a pass, but these are a few things that happen if you don't get the proper help. If we as coaches don't get the proper help we need, as us like married individuals, if we don't get the proper help we need, I'm not necessarily going to get, say, marriage counseling from somebody that isn't married. Does that make sense? Because that's not the specialist help that I may need. The same thing holds true for your athletes. So what happens is when we don't get the proper help we need, we start getting confused. And nothing is worse than a confused athlete on the court, because now that confusion makes them look like they don't know what they're doing, right? That's going to probably lower their confidence, but also that confusion is going to lower their time on the court because they haven't gotten the proper help that they need. If a coach says, and this is elementary, but if a coach says dribble with your left hand on the left side of the court and they need help dribbling with their left hand, that's specialized. They need to work on their left hand. They're not just going to a gym where it's 20, 30 people in a gym and they're just working on different moves, right? That's a generalist. They have to go to somebody that's going to specialize in helping them with what they need help with. So my question to you today is, what does your athlete or athletes need help with? And are you helping them get that proper help? Are you helping them get that proper help, right? Coach Edgecombe is on, right? Basketball coach, track coach, right now in Texas, right now. But even as a track coach, he understands if somebody's doing the hurdles, right, they're not going to the high jump coach to learn how to do that. So are you getting your athlete the specialized help that they need to cut down on confusion? And if that athlete does not get past that confusion, if they don't get clarity, if they don't get the proper help they need, what comes next after confusion? Well, frustration, right? Have you ever seen an athlete that's a little confused? They may not know what's going on. Now the coach takes them out, or let's say they throw a turnover, they go to the wrong place on offense, and now they frustration, and now they get a 94-foot foul, right? In basketball, right? So the court is 94 by 50 for parents that may not understand the metrics of a court, right? 94 by 50. And that's on the college level, on the pro level. Well, if an athlete gets a 94-foot foul, that drives coaches crazy. Like, why are you picking up a foul so far away from our basket? It's probably because that athlete is frustrated. Probably because they're frustrated. And that frustration has come up because confusion has went to its max. Confusion has went to its max, then comes frustration. And then after frustration comes despair. Have you ever seen an athlete just desperate? Have you ever seen a person that's desperate, right? A desperate person has nothing to lose. That may hold true for people that are trying to push through and get to another level, but that desperation or that despair can totally cripple a team. Because if you have desperate people on your team, now they're shooting shots that they shouldn't shoot because they're, right, they were confused about the play. They got frustrated because of their playing time, or they weren't getting the availabilities to show their game. Now they start getting desperate. Now every time they get the ball, they start launching up shots. right? Now they just start playing hackathon, hack defense, because not only are they confused, then they got frustrated, but now they're desperate. And what are they desperate to do? They're desperate to really get clarity, but they can't get clarity until they get the proper help. A lot of parents are putting your athlete with coaches that aren't necessarily concerned about them as a player or as a person. They're only concerned about them as a player. And so they're not giving them the specialized help that they need. Right? I just I wanted to come on here today during my lunch break to really explain this, because I see so many parents, so many athletes, they're not necessarily getting the proper help that they need, and the long-term effects of not getting the help you need. Same way me sitting in a classroom. Well, if they don't get the help that they need when it's test time, they won't pass the test. Does that make sense? Well, the test time could be the coach putting you in for 2 minutes. I'm gonna try you for 2 minutes. That 2 minutes may last to 8 minutes, 18 minutes, 25 minutes. But if they're not getting that proper help along the way, they're going to be confused, they're going to be frustrated, and then they're going to be desperate. So like I just want to explain that, right? So Coach Taylor, again, mental toughness is more important than physical toughness. At the end of the day, and the mental toughness comes in, okay, if I'm confused, can I push through? Can I come to the bench and say, Coach Taylor, I don't really understand what's going on, and be able to ask that question with confidence, knowing that they're with somebody that care about them as a person, is going to make sure, okay, Coach Taylor is going to help you get clarity throughout the game, right? Maybe you need to start paying attention in practice. Maybe you need to come to more individuals. Maybe you need to, right, for high school athletes, maybe they need to go to a different type of personalized coach to be able to help them. But if they're not mentally strong, it's not going to help their physical game. Does that make sense? Right? And so Coach Taylor, right? Exactly, right? Justin says there should be a block of time during practice, before practice, after practice, to work on specific issues. Right? Got that set players up for success. But what Coach Edgecombe understands, what Coach Taylor understands is that, right? We gain clarity during practice. Practice. And as Coach Edgecombe is saying, specifics. I made a video about this probably about a month ago. I was at a football game. On the next level, coaches do things called special situations. Okay, we're down 6 with 90 seconds to go, right? What are we going to do? And so as Coach Taylor is saying, we gain clarity during practice. That's the time that they get that specialized help. That's when coaches now break down guards, bigs, or this is what we're doing. This, but on the lower levels, it's not a lot of time for that. Or coaches don't put time into that because they're just working on plays. And so when you're concerned that your athlete is not getting the exposure, or concerned that your athlete is not getting recruited, I want to say today, try taking a couple steps back and go to the drawing board and really understand what specific things. When I talk to parents all the time, right? They don't necessarily know the specific things, right? A parent may say, well, they're having issues with their jump shot, but the specific thing that they may need help on is their confidence. Does that make sense? And part of that confidence is going back to that mental training that Coach Benji was talking about. So a parent looking in the stands say, well, my athlete needs to get their jump shot better. It's not really their jump shot. They need to get with somebody that can specialize, helping them build up their mental strength so that their confidence can raise, so that they're comfortable hitting that jump shot. Coach Taylor says, let me pull it up right here. Would your kid rather play, or would he or she rather win? That's a great question, Coach, because and you recruit these high school players, have been recruiting for a long time. you understand more than anybody, right? Because Coach Taylor recruited one of my All-Americans, right? Like was one of the first that said, this is the one we want. And Coach Taylor came to my gym. Some just send their assistants. He came to the gym. This is the dude that we want. But he wanted to win. Does that make sense? So many athletes and parents, right? And you're hearing it from a current college coach, Division I. Most players just want to play. They don't necessarily want to win. But those players that want to win, they'll eventually play. I assure you that, right? Team sport athletes only, right? So if they don't get clarity, they're going to get frustrated, and then they're going to get desperate. Now, the desperate, that totally wipes out the team play because now you're desperate. You're just thinking about you, right? Confidence is key. Confidence is key, right? 30 years. Coach has been doing this for 30 years, right? I've said all the time, right? This is year 29 for me, right? Coach has been doing this at the collegiate level for 30 years. But I want if you all don't get nothing else from this Lunch and Learn today, understand that you must put your child, your student athlete in the right position. And some coaches don't necessarily know what does this athlete need specifically. That's why I say get with coaches that can see and concerned about your athlete as a person, not just a kid, not just a player. Because now, as Coach Taylor is saying, it's built up in practice, it's mental fortitude. As Coach Edgecombe is saying, special situations. Now somebody like Coach Taylor can say, okay, you're not making your free throws in the game. What's going on? Some people may say bend your knees more, follow through, but Coach Taylor may say, what are you scared of? Like when you shooting 50% from the field, but then you get to the free throw line and now you're shooting 36%. That's mental. So then Coach Taylor would probably do some things to ensure that that athlete or that person is getting the specific things they need to improve their confidence. So they're confident when they step to that line by themselves and everybody is looking, the gym is quiet, they can step to the line and take 10 seconds or less than 10 seconds and knock down 2 free throws. But that's harder than most people think. But if we're just shooting free throws and shooting free throws and shooting free throws and shooting free throws, they may make some in practice, but then in the game we have the same issue because they haven't got the specialized help that they need. So from today forward, make sure that you can identify, one, where your athlete needs help. And then the second thing I want you to do is find out who can get your athlete that specific help. Again, what I do is I help high school basketball players improve their confidence, their IQ, get more exposure, and get recruited. And guess what? If they have confidence, if they have a good IQ, that'll help them in the other two. Because as you just heard Coach Taylor says, mental toughness is more important than physical toughness. We all want that person that can put the ball in the basket, but we'd rather have that person that can not only put the ball in the basket, but be able to stop somebody from putting the ball in the basket and be able to know who with them can also help them put the ball in the basket. Basketball terminology, we call that KYP, knowing your personnel. That's a bonus for you. All right. So as I close, because I got a class waiting on me, y'all know how this go. Lunch and Learn, couple minutes got to go. All right. Coach, yes, sir. I appreciate you chiming in today. Good luck to y'all in the future, man. So again, listen, if you haven't had a chance to check out my free case study, go down here and check it out, right? You see it scrolling across BeTheRightRecruit.com, and you will learn, right, things that we've been talking about here, but even more. What are coaches looking for to be able to help when they are recruiting athletes, right? What should athletes do to put themselves in better position? And if your athlete needs help improving their confidence, improving their IQ, gaining more exposure, or getting recruited, right? Then reach out to us and let's see how we can help them put themselves in the right situation by getting the specific help that they need so that they can cut down on their confusion, their frustration, and their despair. All right, Coach Edgecombe, my brother, all the way from Texas. Send us some of that good weather, man. It's kind of chilly out here. You already know how it is. All right. But in closing, Coach Carvel Bailey, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Share this with somebody that you know can use this, that you know need this for their athlete. All right. Talk to y'all a little bit later. Peace.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Blessed to Ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Blessed to Ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Blessed to Ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.
I want to